పాక్ జనరల్ మునీర్ తప్పుడు ప్రచారం చేస్తున్నారని సిడిఎస్ అనిల్ చౌహాన్ అన్నారు. తీవ్రవాదాన్ని ప్రోత్సహించడం పాకిస్తాన్ ఆపేయాలని చెప్పారు. న్యూక్లియర్ బ్లాక్మెయిల్ను ఎట్టి పరిస్థితుల్లో సహించేది లేదని, ఉగ్రవాదం పడగ కింద భారత్ ఉండబోదని అన్నారు. నీరు రక్తం కలిసి పారవని గట్టి కౌంటర్ ఇచ్చారు సిడిఎస్.
The question comes in, this whole start point of this particular war was this Telugu terror attack. So is terrorism a rational act of warfare? I don't think that's a rational act because terrorism has no defined logic, it has no political-military end state. Terrorism is a means and an end in itself. Terrorism is a form of warfare that defines rationality. This is because the terrorist doesn't have anything to lose. He's a non-state actor. If he doesn't have a state, he's not worried about territory, people, or the ideology, which form the three important constituents of the state. So this is terrorism absolutely irrational if it's happening in a standalone mode. But what happens when there is about state-sponsored terrorism? Is this rational? Think that this seems to be a rational decision when state is employing terrorism as an instrument to achieve political objectives. And say so it's a reasoned kind of a decision the state takes, and so as our adversary is concerned, he's taken the decision that to bring India by 1,000 cuts. And when I say that this has been a state policy, this I'm not saying. If you go and look at the literature on issues, you will find Peter Charp, Christian Fair, who have cited former director generals of ISI, explicating this particular strategy as to how they will beat India by 1,000 cuts. And this particular doctrine is found in various studies in Pakistan, staff college, Twitter, etc. So this is a normal talk which happens in Pakistan. And of course, officially we know in the 1965, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto declared a 1,000-year war against India when he addressed the United Nations Security Council. And probably Ziaul Haq gave form to this particular doctrine of 1,000 years war. And someone added this 1,000 cut into it. And similar kind of venom was fueled by General Asim Munir against India and Hindus. Speak just a few days or weeks before what happened in Pahalgam. So, since this is a recent decision, it can be also, I believe, that retracted because now Pakistan is faced with a different kind of a prospect that he faces military action in case we find terror happening against us. And also, we said that we'll have water as well as this thing will not flow together. So we have kind of raised the bar. We have connected terror to water, and we have drawn out new lines for military operations against terror. Sometimes I feel this particular policy also got accentuated after Pakistan acquired nuclear weapons, and they tried to exploit this stability-unstability paradox. That's nuclear weapons will provide stability, strategic stability between the two nations. And below that, this terrorism can contain. But of course, what India has done now is there are now two red lines. Between these two red lines, it's opened up the space for conventional operations. So that's a major change which has happened after Telugu. Let me talk about the rationality once again in the context of Operation Bunyan and Marsus. Which I said, I said once, twice earlier that in this whole business of warfare or use of force, the military people are the ones who are most rational, because we understand that war and warfare is very, very unpredictable, and we also probably understand the consequences of war. So that I think is important. So although lost by Pakistan on 10th of May at about 1 a.m. Its aim was to get down India to its knees in 48 hours. Multiple attacks were launched. And in some manner, they have escalated this conflict, which we had actually taken over.